Welcome everyone to this Europe Central divisional match from Major League Wingspan 2026 between Minouchen and TheGrimWeaver. I'm Plexo, with me is Alex. Hi Alex.
Hello.
And we are excited to get into this one. The players have flipped. TheGrimWeaver has won the flip and they will send. Grim, you're more than welcome to send when you're ready. Good luck to both of the players. We're going to mute and deafen you both now, so best of luck.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about the game. So it's a late stage of the tournament, the main part, like the regular season. And practically every game counts, and both players still have decent chances to advance. I think it will come to points difference, like or some other tie breaks for like wild card spots in both divisions. And here especially, points difference is very important. I've scrolled through the results and like the average is insane. Something like in 2 digits, maybe even three. Maybe not the average for three, but yeah, pretty
For
awesome
sure.
point differences. Yeah.
I I'd love to talk a little bit more about that once we get a bit of downtime, but this starting hand from Grim is pretty nice. Like, I'm a huge Brolga apologist. I think this bird is incredible. People will disagree with me. People really value those eggs that you give away and think it's kind of bad as a result. But I think with Eastern Imperial Eagle and Iora, I think you've got a really, really strong starting hand here. It's a little bit awkward because getting Brolga and Iora into the game immediately is a bit hard food-wise if you're keeping Eastern Imperial Eagle. However, what can you complain about? You've got Brolga. You're getting tons of cards. It's all good.
Yeah, I'm on the same page with you about Brogue. I think the bird is really good. And I think like the downside of giving your opponent an egg is not that big of a deal if you're looking at a lot of cards and making the best of it. So yeah.
Yeah. And Minouchen's got an interesting hand as well. I mean, they've got this Moltoni's Warbler, so they have a game plan at least. Like, we're going to play Moltoni, we're going to do all of our actions. But really, the rest of the hand is a bit of a letdown. I mean, when Mistletoe Bird is kind of your best forest option, you know the hand is a little bit problematic.
Yeah, I agree. For Mino, he's in a really tough spot because no decent wetland options, and I guess, well, maybe it's time for Mistletoe. Kind of works for some of the end of rounds as well,
Now, it's
though.
it's never
Yeah,
time for Mistletoe Bird unless you have like the world's most amazing fruit engine with like many colored fruit dove and things like that.
yeah, maybe even the hornbill that can discard and attack the catch
Yeah, the Great
the
Hornbill. Yeah.
cherry. Yeah.
But Iora going in for Grim, that makes a ton of sense. Just take the food, get the Brolga, start doing business. Um,
Mhm.
be interesting to see what
And
Minouchen does next.
immediately, yeah, immediately, like this cuckoo, you see the aura, you say like, okay, I kept the bird, but now it's just a 5 point bird in the forest.
But
I
you have to
guess you
play
can
it.
still play it and be like, yeah, we settle on that. So it's like no power, 5 point in the forest, 2 food per turn.
At least it faces left. But yeah, I mean, not keeping the fish is a little bit surprising, but I guess they see the two fish in the feeder and we're like, okay, we can get that and play the gannet and hope the cuckoo's going to do
Hmm.
something at some point in time.
Yeah. Well, there's also a potential of having a Gannet and the Baal on the board, and I think that can be a really funny combo, but
That could be
not like
fun.
in tournaments. Yeah, not in a tournament environment, I think.
Do
It's really
you
hard to
do
make
you
it
see the
work.
problem coming up for Minochin?
Uh, not
when
yet
uh,
necessarily.
when Grim takes the second second card action, there's no space for the egg.
Well, I guess you can, yeah, extract the huge value out of it if you will be drawing cards multiple
Yeah,
times this time. I think maybe the playing the Gannet with two nectars instead of. I guess it doesn't matter, right? Because we can pick up the food anyways right away. Yeah. Still,
Minouchen needed to do Moltoni there instead of the Gannet, just so you could pick up that extra egg. Because now basically Grim gets a free turn here of extra cards, and that's Brolger is very very strong, but that egg is a balancing factor, and if you don't have to pay that egg tax, then it's
mhm.
just incredible, realistically.
Yeah,
In
but
goes
the ordering
Moltoni.
was different for the
Yeah,
players. Yeah, I believe Grim just draw cards. So. I mean, take food instead of drawing cards right away immediately because he was happy with the bird that he found, maybe. And now
mm,
he's taking cards again, which is interesting. I guess
yeah,
you take nectar when you see it, maybe the reason for this order.
possibly. I think Minouchen got
Yeah.
off there. Got a bit of a let off, but that's okay. Um,
Mhm.
I guess the good news for Minouchen is that Grim isn't finding amazing stuff. Like the only really strong bird that they found is this lesser whitethroat, but not game breaking as it usually is because you do have this Iora to give you those eggs. Whitethroat is still
Mhm.
one of the best birds in the game. Oh, and there's the wood duck. Okay, that's speaking of best birds in the game. What a tray flip! That salvages so much of what Minouchen needs to do this game. Um, they can't get it into the game this round, but it's still got to get played, surely.
Yeah, I wonder if you want to go in the deck here, like if the player want to go in the deck to see maybe there is a potential for some cheap forest bird in the forest. Ooh, if he would found that kingfisher, maybe that would be pretty good. And now it's gonna be taken immediately by Grim. Maybe just
Kingfisher,
a little counter to wood duck, forest wood
yeah,
duck.
Kingfisher is definitely better for Grim than it is Minochin. They should have all the food they ever want, but I think the Goshawk is your cheap forest play. It does make your forest worse because you don't have points coming off of the Goshawk, but it's playable. It hits the end of round. I mean, it works. You can. It's
Yeah.
awkward because you can't really lay eggs here and play the bird because you don't have any capacity.
Mm-hmm. Well, I wonder if you take I mean, take cards and then lay X for 0x and then play Ghost Hawk for free. Might as well just play it. Uh,
Ooh,
because it
Grey
doesn't matter,
Warbler.
right? If you lay
This is such an annoying
that.
position for Grim because as if you're Minochin in the situation, Grey Wagtail, sorry, not Grey Warbler, Grey Wagtail and Moltoni is possibly the strongest two card combination in the game. I don't know. People will probably disagree with me and be like, "Oh, Raven Killdeer is so good," and they're right. But Wagtail Moltoni has to be up there. It is such a powerful combination to be able to get two Nectar in the same time that you're doing all of your win conditions for the Moltoni. You just have to deny that,
Mhm.
and that means all of the tempo you wanted to spend on this turn with that Nectar doing things, it goes up in smoke. It's a little bit annoying. So another turn of drawing, but I guess the trade-off here is that it is a turn of drawing where the egg is not going anywhere. So you can just pick up some more cards and away we go.
Yeah, I think there's an argument for Yellow Hammer or Black Naptorial being a little bit better than the combo that you mentioned. Since, well, I guess depends on if you have the cards in your hand, then Gray Wagtail is better because you gain 2 food instead of 1 for the bird that
The
you're
po-
gonna
the
play.
the point
But
though is that the combination of those teals, you never want to let your opponent have that. It is
yeah, for
unbelievably
sure.
powerful. Wilson Storm Petrel comes up. That's nice. Another fishery manager bird. Good for Minochin. Good points. You play it. There's a white-throated kingfisher. You're getting there. You're getting somewhere to fishery manager.
Yeah, but look at this hand for Grim. I mean, now a lot of options in the hand, but how he is going to work around that. I assume at some point double play in the forest for some birds, get more food. Because I saw
Yeah.
that downy woodpecker, I believe, and some decent options in the forest as well. So maybe immediately the white throat, maybe
I
something else, pick more food.
I think they have a really big decision to make here. And I don't know if I was gonna say, I don't know if I like putting Kingfisher into the forest, but you need to figure out what your game plan is here if you're Grim, because they
Mhm.
don't actually have any clear engine from their cards, which is really frustrating because you've been drawing so much. Like, where are your points coming from? The only card that kind of meets that kind of in-game score points kind of condition is this House Crow, which is it's it's good, but it's not Sri Lanka Blue Magpie, for instance. But it will be interesting if that is the direction they go. I do find that these teal caches and these teal spend food to tuck cards birds really do appreciate the pink power, like the Sacred Kingfisher. So I think there's a really nice natural synergy built in there. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the direction Grim goes. Equally, I don't know, maybe they just go into the grasslands because it's the only place they can score consistent points. I don't think that's likely, but it might happen.
Yeah, but with the forest plan of playing a lot of birds and then playing maybe house crow there for extra caches, I think it's just balls, right? You build your big forest, then you take food, not necessarily to cache it with house crow, but to play more birds, maybe in your grasslands, and then you can pivot,
Mm-hmm.
and so you will be flexible with the plans. I guess, yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen. I mean, at some point, at least. Yeah. So down
Okay,
into White
possibly.
Rod,
Okay.
I think that's kind of straightforward. And then
Really,
we'll see
I
for
wouldn't have.
turns left in this round.
I am a little bit surprised by the white throat. I typically don't like playing that into my forest, but then again, I suppose they don't have too many other options to work with at this time. Um, Maybe there was an argument to go and grab that nuthatch, and I don't know, maybe the peaceful dove or something, or I don't know, maybe it is a bit late to be going in and grabbing a nuthatch. I don't know. It's tough because there's still one bird short in their forest. Like, are you actually going to play red winged parrot? Um, or are you just going to put the house crow in there and just accept that you're only getting one egg out of your forest activation?
Yeah, well, I assume it's gonna be House Crow at this point, but we will see. It's like three actions left.
Yeah.
On the other hand, the other board, Mino is delaying his wood duck for a while already. So Kingfisher and
Yeah.
Azure Teeth before the wood duck.
I mean, I like the Exerted. I mean, I understand why you play the Kingfisher. You had the food for it. It's a fishery manager bird. You need to improve your forest action regardless. And getting rid of the wood duck is a
Ooh.
very bold choice.
Power move.
A very
Yeah.
power move. I guess they do have Moltoni, so they will have a consistent source of cards, but that is a very, very big decision to be making. They are stopping at 2 on the Kingfisher, which I think is correct, but mathematically it doesn't matter if you do 2 or 3, I suppose. Have the same EV. But they're doing the right things for a Moltoni game, right? Which is make sure your forest can produce lots of food, or make sure you've got lots of food coming in. Uh, do all of your actions and play lots of birds. And I don't think they're too unhappy if their remaining actions this turn are lay eggs, play Gouldsfinch, and get Wilson Storm Petrel in. That's a perfectly acceptable end of round 2 for the Moltoni player, I think.
Yeah, I kind of agree, especially because petrol then helps the problem of drawing like just 2 cards per turn. You will be looking at 5, potentially 6 if you want to discard an egg, and then yeah, go from there. Like with that problem is that you will be looking at an extra 2, but not 6, obviously, and then you have to discard one. And petrol is better points and helps with upper bound for fishery manager. So I don't hate that play. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, you are correct in that they are going to have a good source of draw in their wetlands. The only problem is in the ideal Moltoni game, they're only drawing twice more in this game. So really have to see if that's going to count. Are they going Gouldsfinch into the grasslands? That's a little bit surprising to me. I was thinking they might go into their forest just to push that action out a little bit further, but it looks like they're going to value the extra egg that they get from this action, which I don't hate. The egg is their current weakness, aside from cards, which is almost immediately going to be fixed once Moltoni gets to do its action.
Mm-hmm. And for Green, So he kind of switches in between forest and grasslands already, preparing that Roadrunner play, and I assume another bird in the grassland. Which one is
Yeah,
going to be? So Skylark is an option. Since we have two
Skylark.
Nectar, maybe House Koro still?
I mean, it's a real issue that the Brolga didn't turn up any of the good bonus cards because uh, with House Crow, because their bonus card is Pellet Dissector, as Determinator pointed out in the featured match nest. And House Crow is a very, very easy way to meet that win condition or meet that bonus card condition. So it's actually on the easier side for them to complete. So it looks like they're just going to go and play the big birds, wait for the tray to reset at the start of round 3, and then find something better to play. Like, it's really frustrating for them that they've just drawn all this garbage because none of it is useful at this moment in time.
Yeah, well, Grim still has some big birds to play in hand. I mean, basically, like every trash card is a potential for just Eastern Imperial attack. But yeah, other than that, not so many good options. And I can see why Galenul is played. Maybe again, just draw cards, more options.
Yeah.
If you draw in like a lot of garbage, then there's some treasure there hidden. Just try once more.
Yeah, they are one good draw away from being very happy with life. But currently they are missing those crucial ingredients.
Yeah. I mean, Minos board is just 0 cards, so I kind
Yeah,
of
it's
assume that
full roll the dice, see what happens.
yeah, first thing in the morning we just draw cards.
Yeah, no, the real question is how many times are they going to draw in the rest of this game? I said that the ideal Moltoni game wants to draw twice more in this situation. Are you actually going to find the cards that's going to allow you to do that? The chances are no, but maybe, just maybe.
Well, I guess you can find cards that draw you extra cards, like
Okay, that's a good card.
I don't know,
Trumpetous one
Carolina Ren.
works.
Yeah, Swan, definitely big point bird. You can just play it. Let's see, maybe something in the tray catches his eyes.
I'm wondering if he's thinking about this Sparrowhawk as a potential option, which
Mhm.
I don't love it, but I can see why you'd play it. End of round, easy to play, extra forest bird, burrowing owl. Okay, OPL. Not keeping the OPL. That's so sad.
Hoople. I mean, Kakabura was a decent find, upper bound for fishery, and then
Mm-hmm.
making some actions better. I assume grassland, maybe forest.
Yeah, they have a decision to make there. I mean, I agree that Kookaburra is definitely something you want to play. I think Kookaburra grass does look pretty appealing, just naively. You're going to use the grasslands actions twice. You
Mm-hmm.
probably are only using your wetlands action once more, and do you really want to play Kookaburra for one food? But I could also see it going to the forest. I mean, making your forest action better is never a bad thing. It gives you net +2 food because of the improved action plus the reroll.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, options to work with. It's 3 playable cards at least, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, and you also mentioned that you wanted to talk about the tournament situation. Any specifics there?
Oh, just that both these players are in Europe Central, and Europe Central has got a reputation for as one of the hardest divisions in all of Wingspan. That's the Germany and wider region, basically. Not to say that both these players are from Germany, but we all know Germany has a reputation for being very, very good at board games in general. And that division is full of incredibly skilled players. So it is as the tournament winds down and we're getting closer to see who's advancing. Both Europe Central is really competitive, and the whole Eastern Conference, of which both these players are a part of, is also very competitive. So every win here really does matter. And that black swan that Minouchen just found, that's a nice little bird. I think. Well, it's a big bird actually, and I think that could
Yeah.
be a clear kind of way to finish off this game. I think just you've got birds in hand, just play them.
Yeah, I mean, it helps if there are bigger birds on the board. Only a gannet
It's true.
present now that counts for Swan, but there are also some options in the hand like this Swainson's Hawk. I mean, Sparrow Hawk doesn't count. Oh, throwing away the
Oh,
Kikabura or the Hawk. I mean, now you have to decide what you value more, like this extra egg at the end game, because I think it's comparable, Kakabura with upper bound for fishery and the Swainsons
yeah.
in the late game. So
And in theory, you have one more
there was a
try
decision.
to. In theory, you've got one more
Mhm.
try to try and find a fishery bird as well. So, um, I don't know, tough call. But red wing parrot coming in, I don't like this bird, but I understand why it's being played. I think there's an angle here for Grim where you can go house crow, house sparrow, and just kind of get as much food as you possibly can and try and get points that way. This
Yeah,
game,
but
go ahead.
not in time to play all of the birds this round that you mentioned, because parrots right now stuck at third action left in the round, and the house crow. I mean, whatever bird is going to be played. And so, if you play 2 out of 3 birds at cache, that means that there's potential some value missed in caches. So we will have to
Yeah,
decide if we play this parrot that discards nectar to gain extra food or lay eggs.
yeah. So interesting. House crow going into the grasslands. I wonder what the angle is here.
I think it's pretty much the same, but just depends on which birds are we going to play now. Possibly because still Eastern Imperial is a freebie in grasslands, right? You can play it like immediately and gain food to cache with the house crow afterwards. So I can see that happening as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a little bit surprising to me. They do have some good grasslands options already. Only the kingfisher generating food if you kind of build kind of a egg out in game. So it is a little bit interesting to see it go into that habitat. But you're completely right that Eastern Imperial Eagle is almost certain to come in here. Maybe even Indian Vulture just to get 5 birds in the grasslands and get that extra 2 eggs off the white throat. A very annoying reroll in the meantime for Minouchen. Uh, no nectar and awkward food, but I think it's okay for them. They can take seeds and the rat, or one worm and a rat, and they should be okay from this position. But that is not what you want to see, especially when they're trying to fight for all these nectar ends of rounds.
And I wonder right now with the red capped, I mean, we're still gonna lay eggs and maybe play that hoopoe. Is there? Yeah, there is a grub to steal.
I I
Oh.
I, I would play the Hoopoe and just not activate it. I really think the Hoopoe's power is not good, at least on Oceania, because you steal a grub and then you allow your opponent to get a nectar for free. And when your opponent is nectar
Mhm.
stars and these nectar races are so tight, I would never, I never think the worm is more valuable than the nectar race.
Yeah, but if you play it with Moltoni, then there is no nectar question
Oh
because it's
yeah,
gonna
for
be
sure.
discarded.
I'm looking at the wrong person for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, for some reason I thought the Hoopoe was on Grimm's board. Yeah, absolutely no. In the case of Moltoni, grabbing a free grub is definitely a smarter thing to do.
yeah, and I wonder because I forgot about the bar. Is it cached on Hoopoe or you just keep
No,
it?
you get it into your supply, so it's spendable. So
Okay.
you're right that there is a neat little combo here where they can do this Hoopoe immediately. Well, they're not going to, but they could have done the Hoopoe immediately and yoinked the worm and then played Swan, for instance, and Hoopoe this round. But they found Nectar finally, so and they're setting it up so they're going to get
Ooh.
Nectar in the next round as well. So I like that. In a game where the Nectar is very stingy, makes a lot of sense to kind of set that up in a way that's beneficial to you. And this allows them to maybe win a couple of these Nectar races.
Yeah, sorry for my exclamations, but this kingfisher missed on the first die, 2 times at least that I saw, and so each time it hurts me.
I I
I
mean,
mean, yeah.
I think this bird is really not good. I think this is one of these birds that on paper, like the EV is like pretty decent. It's supposed to be like a slightly above one, I think, if you roll twice.
Hmm.
Um, I just think it's so variable that I'd never trust it to do the job. It's just so spooky.
So you tend to avoid playing it like at all, or?
Yeah, I tend to avoid this one. I think this one is for me. I think the Kingfisher is too variable. I like to rely on my predators to be able to do a job, and I think the probability is just too low for it to be to be useful. With that said, it is a great game for it in this game, and I probably would have played it just like Minouchen has because Fishery Manager, getting a bird that has fish in its cost outside of the wetlands is absolute premium for that card. So I sign off on it being played in this game 100%, and then goes Trumpeter Swan for Minouchen as the Moltoni play. Makes a lot of sense. A big point bird. Love to see that.
Yep. And now I guess the plan, well, we're still gonna have to take food for Moltoni activation, but that Hoopu can help with food if we struggle to find an extra. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's very interesting now. Like, what do you do here as Grim? Do you do Indian Vulture, four rounds of egg? That's not particularly inspiring, but it might just be the best thing available to you. Um,
Uh, is it like comparable if you take food once instead of eggs? Because
Probably is.
Cuckoo is just like kind of countering you in that regard.
Yeah, you're quite right. Of course, the Violet Cookie still exists. It's a pretty quiet game, but it's time to shine. I think
You
Minochin
can
also
also
has a
get
very
like
difficult decision. Go ahead.
yeah, you can also like take food and play sunburst. Like if you want to have this house sparrow value, you just take food more than lay eggs, and then I guess you cash with crow and house sparrow, and you still have the forest with uh, 4 white throat value.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that can be potentially the plan here. House sparrow by itself, like 6 points for 2 food is, I guess,
It's okay.
also what you can say it's a premium, right? Because like the biggest
It's
one is
it's
8 points for 2, and then yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's 4 points, which is the same value as taking the egg action once you account for the Violet Cuckoo and assuming the Greater Roadrunner hits. But Minochin's got a really tough decision here. Like, do you draw in this situation or do you just take the Nectar? Personally, I think with two good birds in hand to play, I would take the Nectar.
Yeah. I guess Nectar's 1 card, and then you will see what's there if it's like better than a Hoopu.
Exactly. Ideally, you can play a lot because Minochin's got quite a lot of food in their supply already. So it is possible that they can play two birds this round. That's always the struggle with Moltoni. Can you play two birds in this last round, or can you only play one? And then what is your extra action? It is a really, really difficult reroll for them. Um, Again, Nectar being starved, and I think that means unless they take food again, which is not ideal because they won't complete Fishery Manager, um, they're only going to be able to either win the Forest Nectar or tie the Grasslands Nectar, and not both. So it's a bit tough.
Of nectar management, I think is one of the hardest parts of Oceania and further for Wingspan. I was never able to like do it good consistently.
Sure.
Sometimes it's just like, okay, my opponent has 3 times the nectar than myself without like any obvious like bursts that generate more food. So I'm like, am I just like in this game where everything goes right for my opponent, or am I just bad at the game? So
Sometimes that happens. Nectar can be fickle. But yeah, they're going to spend and Minochin's going to spend a uh, fruit to reroll. Makes a ton of sense. Stubble Quail, not a great find, actually. Um, They also have Gould's Finch to worry about, which we've kind of neglected, or at least I've neglected. I guess Double Quail can be used as just to mop up all the extra resources you have, but you really, really, really want to find a fishery bird here, and I don't know, it's looking pretty dicey.
So at most you will be looking at 3 more cards being Mino here. If you discard for an extra card, you'll be looking at 1 more, and then
Only, only
Petrol will allow you to.
Petrol only sees two because they played the Trumpeter Swan though.
Yeah.
Scale Quail. Oh, I mean,
Long
Longspur is a good bird at least.
Yeah, we can settle on that.
But it is unfortunate they're going to miss Fishery Manager now. That is a big setback. But I think that's a pretty clear game plan now. I guess you've got Longspur, you've got Hoopo, you've got the Swan, and maybe
Hmm?
if you're able to, you can get this double quail in. I do have an interesting conundrum here because if Grim has played Red Wing Parrot, do you think that they're going to give you nectar? Like that is now a genuine consideration.
Well, I think Mino
Ooh,
didn't even check that, and now, yeah, found the good bonus omnivore. So I think, yeah,
that
Swan is
partially
definitely
makes up.
played.
That partially makes up for the terrible fishery manager situation. So
Yes.
at least you've got one good bonus card in the book, so that's nice.
I mean, you have two. It's just like you score 3 for Fisher, which is like
Yeah,
you. I guess you will still be happy because it's like better
that's
than
true.
scoring 0 for some card that you started with. Fisher is generally okay.
So yeah, I think we are going to see this kind of House Crow, House Sparrow in game, which is kind of cool. I like it. Squeeze out as many points as you can.
So are those grains taken as grains?
I believe they
Because
are.
I couldn't see. Yeah. No,
That time
that
I'm not
one
sure.
was a nectar. Yeah,
I think it was a
that one
nectar
was
as
a
well.
nectar. Yeah. Okay, so no grains from that. Okay.
I think what they're thinking is if I give away a nectar, I need 2 nectar to play the House Sparrow anyway. So it doesn't really matter if I take it as a seed or a nectar. Taking it nectar is strictly better, just in
Yeah.
case
So
somehow they get a nectar windfall.
yeah, so we're basically saying, okay, let's not cash too much on House Sparrow, and then just try to finalize the win in Grasslands for our nectar. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I think the problem is getting the House Sparrow into the game. Like, unless they're playing, spending 2 worms to replace the seed, it doesn't really matter too much whether you take the nectar or the seed. But the feeder is also really in a very inconvenient place, so that's not ideal. But they'll have.
Wait,
I think they're gonna do food twice here, right? Surely.
why do you need that much food if there are no grains there? I mean, okay, yeah. That's exactly enough food. Sorry, I miscounted. Yeah.
The Minouchens getting their food sorted. And what an incredible reroll that was. They have been incredibly unfortunate with what they have found in the feeder. That is very painful. I'll at least
Yeah,
White
finally
Throated
can fish.
Kingfisher finally goes out on a high, so I guess we take those.
So it's a 4 points for caches for at least 5 activations, I believe.
That is a fantastic reroll, by the way. I think now you can give away this nectar, you can reset, go again, and I think you're only how many nectar? How does this work? I think that might be 2 food over if they given they roll a seed. So yeah, maybe you don't give out this nectar. I don't know. That's tough. Actually, I think
But you,
laying eggs was slightly better there. I think, but I think it's a hard one to spot.
Yeah, because you can still spend them with your when playing the house sparrow anyway.
Yeah, I think it was like 1 point
Yeah.
better, but tough one to spot. Oh, and no, that would be terrible. I lied because they've got the white throat and they want to use the white throat power.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you will play house sparrow with
Oh,
the.
of
There is
course.
no.
Yeah. You're correct. Yeah. Hoopo's going. Oh, so stubble quail's getting. That makes sense. Go for the nectar win. Okay, I like it. That's
Yeah,
bold.
that's
I like
pretty
it.
interesting. Yeah. And I mean, I guess like again, Hoopo is 7 points for 3 food, and then this quail is pretty flexible in which how much food you spend and how much points you will get. And so if it allows you to win the nectar race in grasslands, that's even better.
They remember they have to play. I have to do all the actions, so they correctly remembered they need to lay eggs. So that's fortunate.
Mhm. Yes, yes.
So what's this last play going to be? It's going to be stubble quail. I haven't done the math. I
Yep.
assume it works out better.
Well, it's 6 nectar versus I believe it was
It's going to be the same nectar regardless. It's like whether or not how many you get to do the full
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 quail
set
anyways.
of getting rid of resources for eggs. So the stubble quail is definitely the better play.
Yeah. At least you get the draw in the grassland. So again, point swing still.
Yeah, exactly. And then House Crow is going to do their caches. So I think both players have done pretty well with what they were given. I think you would have bet that Grim would have done better given the Brolga setup, but the Brolga really didn't find anything great. And then, of course, this Moltoni always going to give you a decent game, but just how good is the game? So we're about to find out.
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty close given the
It's going
point
to be very,
spoilers,
very
but let's
close.
see. Oh my gosh.
Unbelievably close, I think.
Yeah. Pretty
Oh,
similar
look at that.
points
Very, very,
here
very
and
close.
here.
It looks
Okay.
like Grim has done it. GG's. All of that flurry of caching and tucking, able to seal it in the end. Really close game, really difficult game, and I think both players did a really good job there. So
Yeah, definitely agree.
I'm gonna undef and unmute, and we'll see if our players want to chat. But I think that was a really great game of Wingspan. I really enjoyed watching that one. Very difficult, lots of difficult situations to navigate.
Hey guys.
Oh hey, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Um,
Well, it was an interesting game. But
yeah, I think we were kind of
seemed like
remarking that the Brolga usually pretty good to draw a bunch of cards, but not so useful if all its drawing is kind of very mediocre birds.
yeah. But lucky for me, seems like Minouchen has really weak card sources. And Storm Petrol just came in round 2 or something like that. So with the limited card sources, I guess, it was still okay for me.
Yeah, I mean, I've never had the problem that I couldn't lay eggs. Was quite interesting. I'm not probably a bit of a controversial opener to go. I'm not sure if Cuckoo was the right call.
It was a little bit early, I guess.
Yeah, I only like decent forest option. I wanted to get to food going before playing wetlands. Could have just gone other
I
bird.
mean, yeah, I got your choices, but it was really interesting seeing not play the wood duck.
Yeah, no, I think wood duck wouldn't have helped. at all. I didn't have the food, and I had good enough card access. Like at that point, I was getting the cards I needed. So
Oh yeah.
I also wanted to ask Mino, at some point you had Kakabura and it kind of helped you with Fishery Manager, but then you
yeah,
discarded both Swainson, Hawk, and Kakabura. So Swainson was Swan value in my eyes, and then Kakabura is Fishery Manager, and then some for some food. So was your plan to try to find with another draw action in round 4 the better bird to play with
it was.
Fishery?
I
Yeah.
was gambling, like, but Kookaburra had 6 points with Fishery, and then nothing really else. And I had enough food at that point. Yeah, and Swainson's, I was like hoping to do better. And I mean, I did find better birds, so I think that was good, but just not the Fishery. Yeah, that was a bit unfortunate. Also wondered if I should have taken Goldhammer last round. Might have worked, but I'm not sure.
To go for that that combo where you do like Moltoni into Yellowhammer into something.
Yeah, it's Yellowhammer.
Yeah, but it was just round 4.
Yeah, let me look. What it could have done was flipping Nectar and Forest, but I think
Yeah, but then
you
you
got more
could
Nectar.
not have the Grassland Nectar race, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's an interesting bug on your screen right now, Minouchen.
Yeah, I don't know what happened over here. Okay, it's just crashing anyway. Good that it didn't do that while we were playing.
It's a beautiful background though.
Yeah, for sure. Let me.
Well, fantastic. I mean, you guys have answered a lot of the questions I wanted to ask, so I think unless you guys have anything else you want to add, I think we're good to close
it's
this one
really
out.
hard to add anything to this game. I mean, I might made a mistake playing a little bit late the parrot. And also, it was a kind of debate if I want to play the new British bird, which is flipping and changing the bonus cards, if the other one is playing another one. The Meadowlark, I guess.
Yeah,
The Skylark, yeah.
Skylark, yeah. But then I made a mistake. I choose the wrong food once in round 2, I guess, or round 3. Also, I didn't plan to play the Gallinule, but I miscalculated the numbers of the nectars I picked up, so I had to play 3 food birds to the wetland instead of the 2 food birds. Yeah, it wasn't a immaculate game for me, but I was really happy to find a sparrow. Honestly, I plan to play the vulture, the Indian vulture, as my 5th bird to the grassland originally. I'm not sure if I could score decently. I don't have any fishery birds, and Omnivore.
Omnivore would have been 8 points actually, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can't know that.
Yeah. So it wasn't terrible, but Houseparrow was way better. Yeah. Nothing more. It was an average game. Nothing flashy. I was lucky.
These are the fun ones where you're both kind of in the mud trying to figure out a game plan when the game is just really throwing everything at you. Minouchen getting terrible feeder rerolls and a very uncooperative Kingfisher and you dealing with terrible cards from the Brolga.
Yeah, for sure.
The duality of Wingspan.
Thanks.
All right.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for commentating.
Yeah.
Thank you both for agreeing to do this.
Amazing. I will look back in a few days. from YouTube.
So,
Great. All right. Well, thank you again.
So
and
thank you guys for being here. Thank you for the commentators, and thank you for playing Minouchen.
yeah, thanks a lot.
And good
Get
luck
your
for
Evo.
you.
Don't forget
I
your
guess
Evo.
you will move forward.
Not sure. I'm now 16, 16, 12, and 2 draws, so I'm not sure. I might be kicked out. Like I'm highest tiebreaker with 2 draws, but yeah, we'll see.
Well, best of luck in your remaining.
Okay.
Yeah,
Still,
thanks.
best luck.
Bye.
See you guys.